Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Oosh Brothers podcast once again. We are definitely somewhere. We're back to Wait, fuck man, I'm having a stroke. Hold on. We are back to regularly scheduled programming, ladies and gentlemen. It is Sunday. It is the 4th of May. May the 4th be with you all. And obviously tomorrow being Revenge of the 5th. By the time you guys hear this, it'll be the 7th. Is there something that happens on the 7th?
Yeah, May the 7th.
Yeah,
May the 7th.
Yeah, but it's no, it's not May the 7th be with you. It's something else. It's like oh no, they had different names for it. But I know we've got at least Revenge of the 5th tomorrow because it's a bit late in the evening. I'm not going to be able to get my Star Wars fix in, but you know, it is what it is, realistically. So before we jump into this, obviously we are. Oh my god, where the fuck am I today, bro? I swear down. Let's just go to the check-ins. Lewis, how's it going, man?
Oh, I fucked up. Well, not really.
How bad?
I did. Well, I'm currently trying to. I downloaded an emulated version of Star Wars 3: Revenge of the Sith, totally disregarding the fact that it's a PS2 version. Trying to put it into the PS3 emulation software that I have, and I was like, "What? Where the fuck is it?" And it's just not there. And because it's a PS2 game, not a PS3 game, so because I now have to go back in and you know do that good stuff. It shouldn't be too much of a job, but you know it's a bit fucking.
It's an
annoying.
ISO file, right? So like you should be able to just drag and drop it. For those of you interested, there is a software that you can download, PCX something or other. It's basically there's a PS2 emulation software you can chuck on any like PC as long as it's powerful enough to handle it. I recently found out there was another one that did PS3 games.
Sorry,
which sounds like success. But yeah, I recently found out there's one that can do PS3 games, so I went and got like Skate 3 and just some old classics, because, I mean, who the fuck even has a PS3 anymore for a start? Like,
I want to
people
get
have
one.
PS2 for... Oh, absolutely, but like people have PS2s for nostalgia reasons or PS1s. The PS3 is kind of glanced over a lot. You know, like people have PS4s because they can't afford a PS5. Broke boy energy, I won't lie. But yeah, PS3s.
Do you want to take over this pod?
Stations.
I'm going to play some Revenge of the Sith. No, I'm not. I'm just making sure it's working fine.
But yeah,
so far, so good.
Yeah, in terms of check-ins, let's go back to that for a sec. How you doing, man? How's your week? Like, anything in store for you this week?
Okay, it's working cool. Yeah, I mean, so this coming week, fuck yes. So this coming week, I've got, yes. This coming week, I've got, work, unfortunately, but that's just how it goes.
Yeah.
I have, what else? I have some YouTube stuff that I want to do, back to the gym, I don't know, actually. I don't know. I gotta make some sandwiches, actually.
Just some humdrum shit.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's basically just me trying to build a collection of physical media. The Blu-rays, I'll be honest, most of them are for me. I don't, like, as much as they would be cool to sell, I kind of want to keep them because I like having them around.
Oh, dude, like, you know, and I think we talked about it briefly last week with the CEX shop idea and all that kind of stuff. But, like, you have to... You are passionate about it, which makes you a collector, right? And this is one of those things that it's like... you're going to have to find stuff eventually that you're going to sell. But first and foremost, you need to satisfy your own cravings and your own, you know, collection needs and other bits and pieces.
For sure.
plus but you can also build the groundwork to like be able to source Blu-rays, DVDs, and retro games from various places, so you'll know where to go in future and all that kind of shit. And if you do absolutely have to sell a copy of something, then you've got it in stock. In terms of check-ins for your boy, the Crocodile Dundee video came out last week on Friday, which is sort of like regularly scheduled. I was kind of hoping it would do a few more numbers in terms of like what the Woodstock video did. But again, it's only been out for 2 days. It hasn't got very many views, but I feel like that might pick up the more I do some promo for it. People are starting to like the new style of content. I just have to keep chipping away. Just have to slowly plug away. I'm almost at 1,800 subscribers, which would be really cool to crack 2,000 by maybe the end of the year. That's a pretty reasonable goal to set, I think. Like maybe, all it takes is one video. One video kicks off, and all of a sudden you're in the partnership program, you're getting AdSense, like all that kind of shit. I reckon in a world where I can work a full-time job, make one video every 2 weeks, one of them hits, and I end up on the, like doing creator level shit where I'm making a video every week and essentially cut down my hours until I'm, doing YouTube full time. That would be an ideal scenario. That's where I'd like to be.
Absolutely. Ideal world is working from home for me.
Oh, dude, I love that.
Working
I
from
get
home,
2 days
but also
a week.
Running a business.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, I get 2 days a week working from home, but you still have to be online doing tickets, yada, yada, yada. Shit I have no interest in, so that kind of sucks.
Absolutely.
In terms of what else this week, work, I guess. Football, just the usual humdrum shit yet again. We lost 7-1 yesterday. It was fucking shit. It's like everyone forgot how to play football. I scored a goal in like the last 2 minutes of the game. Beat 2 players and fucking left-footed straight into the top of the net. So it wasn't a bad effort either. So yeah, I mean, I'm on the tally for the season in my first game, so that always feels good. Since we got back from Europe, that was the other thing I wanted to talk to you about too, man. Is how is your post-holiday blues treating you?
I'm all good, dude. I like, for me, the travel is fine. Like, I've done it. I'm happy I did it. Now I'm back home and comfortable. I think the blues I get is having to go to work. Like, it's having to wake up with responsibilities. So, and I don't really want to, like, that's so, like, obviously waking up with responsibilities, everyone has those. And if I want to get this business off the ground, I'm going to wake up with the most responsibilities fucking ever. For me, anyway. Yep. But I think it's just like working in this current job with just, I think it was just going back to my job, I think was the big one. Because it just annoys me having to go in and do everything every day. And then, it's just like, it's just getting, like, the days just amalgamate and they become all messy and every day is exactly the same. So hopefully...
I feel like getting paid for your time versus getting paid for your effort is such a massive disparity. Like, I will admit, I make virtually zero effort at work. I've gotten to a point where I'm sort of like quiet quitting. I'm doing my tickets. I'm interacting with the people I absolutely have to interact with, and then I go home at 4:30. Like, I'm not invested or passionate enough to give a shit, and I can see why the people before me lasted as long as they did by flying under the radar until they get found out, and then they end up leaving. So the lady who was there before me, she was there for 8 years. They constantly harassed her about what she was doing and where she was, and then when they instituted time into the tickets, she was just like, nah, fuck this, I'm out, bye. And she gapped it. So they needed someone ASAP, and luckily for me, on the day that she decided to hand her notice in, she was at the front counter, and I walked through and was just like, hey, I've just been made redundant from this tech job. I need a new job. If you know of anything going, let me know. And I handed it to her. She gave it straight to the hiring manager at the time, and I ended up working for this place, which I've been there almost 3 years. The biggest crutch for me here is that I get paid Wellington wages to work in Masterton, and there's nowhere else that will pay me what I get paid in Masterton. So short of commuting every day, which, to be honest, I would rather do a backflip asshole first onto an open can of baked beans, I am not going to be able to work anywhere that pays me the wage that I want to. Like, and this is the hugest. This is the hugest caveat to doing what I'm doing. I can either take a huge pay cut and be moderately more happy, or I can suck it up, make the decent money that fits my lifestyle, and just keep trudging forward. But it's just, yeah, it's a swings and roundabouts thing, man, because I'm very vocal about the fact that I'm not a fan of my boss. And, you know, like, I think she knows that, and I don't think she likes me very much either. It's just one of those things that, you know, like, it's bound to happen in one way or another. She's very strong-headed, and so am I. So, you know, that part of the job sucks. I'm also sick of people being just flat-out fucking dumb. Like, how many times in a month do you need to forget your password, my G? Like, honestly, I know you're not supposed to, and it's against company policy, but write that shit down. Like, I am so sick of you locking yourself out of your laptop and coming to me being like, hey man, yeah, I know it's Monday and it's like first thing in the morning, but I made a mistake. Can you help me out? Like, I'm just a little bit done. Like, the job itself is cooked enough. Everyone else in the IT sphere in the company that I work for pities us. They tell us all the time, like, I don't know how you guys do it. I don't know how you deal with it. And I know that all of those motherfuckers make at least 30 to 40K more than I do. Like, those guys are in the good 6-figure area. Like, their tax is the same as my tax, but those motherfuckers are walking home with way more money than I am. I applied for one of the jobs. I think it was in information management, and I got turned down. I got shortlisted, but I got turned down because I wasn't available to commit to commuting. I just don't want to do that. It turns an 8-hour day into a 12-hour day. I wouldn't get to see my kids. I wouldn't get to go to futsal or football. Not that I play futsal anymore, but I wouldn't get to do after work shit. Like, you know, I'd just be too shagged by the time I got home. My health would start to decline. My mental health would get worse than it already is. It's just not worth me going through all that trouble if it's not going to, you know, satisfy my lifestyle. And what I want, and what everyone wants. I was trying to explain this to one of my children the other day. You need to get into a position. Like, the reason why people go away and study is so that they have a leg up on the competition. If you go away and get a degree, you have a leg up on the competition. So a lot of people that we went to school with went and got environmental degrees. They go into environmental science jobs, and then they work their way up from there. My job is not too dissimilar to those sorts of positions. Those kinds of people do have environmental science degrees. But the whole point of longevity in work is to get into a position where you are doing the least work for the most money, right? You're a CEO, you know, someone who is the face of the company, who signs the papers and attends the bullshit teams meetings, and does the appearance of due diligence thing, like you like that people can see that you're kind of working. No one really knows what you do, but they know that you're the CEO. Like, our CEO puts on a monthly talks with such and such. I won't mention his name, but yeah, talks with old mate, where he for an hour will talk to various people throughout the company about what they're up to and all that kind of bullshit. No one fucking watches it. No one cares, but he has to make it look like he's doing something, so that it can justify his roughly $500,000 paycheck that the ratepayers are forking out for him to wear very nice fucking suits and, you know, take the brunt if there's anything that happens with the company that the general public are not happy with. But realistically, he's doing an 8 to 10 hour day, but he's going home to a presumably fucking nice house, couple of nice cars, you know, like that sort of American dream lifestyle. I've seen him driving in a Range Rover. I know he's got fucking 2 golden labs at home with the big tittied misses and the fucking, like the 2 kids who have already got scholarships to fucking some Ivy League school in the States or whatever. I know that dude's living the dream, right? And all he does is turn up, sign papers, and pretend like he gives a fuck about what it is that we do. I know for a fact that no one in their soul, unless they are neurodivergent as fuck, gives that much of a fuck about their job. No one. Like, if you handed that man $10 million and all he had to say was, fuck the company I work for, and he could take the $10 million and run, I bet bro would be on 3 News that evening announcing to New Zealand, fuck said company. I put money on it. I put whatever money I have left, which, to be honest with you, is fuck all. I bought a Lego set today. I'm basically poor. Payday on Wednesday, though. And then it's Mother's Day on Sunday, so I'm cooked either way. Subscribe to bbmalloy.com, guys. I could really use your $2.50. But yeah, so look, in the grand scheme, I feel like there's more. Not that we're owed anything, because no one is owed anything, but I just have this funny feeling there's more. There's something bigger than this. I don't know what it is, and I don't know if I'm overshooting by saying this, or whether I'm going to piss off whatever, deity, or if the universe is watching or listening or whatever, but I'm almost certain that I'm destined for more than this. Like, I don't want to go to work for the next 35 years, retire, have them show me the door, and then spend the rest of my, maybe 20 years in agonizing pain while I watch my grandkids and great-grandkids grow up from a distance. That sounds like shit to me, dude. That sounds like fucking asshole. That's not something I want to be doing. I would much rather find a way to create an income, invest it wisely, like that has a high yield of returns, show some decent dividends. Like, I'm currently invested in the Global 100. I'm going to keep putting money into that month on month. And the projections are that if I manage to put $100 into my fund a month, which I'm capable of doing, I can I would see a return of potentially $1.2 million by the time I am 60. And when you think about the fact that the pension is only $500 and something a week, or a fortnight, sorry, it's $580 a fortnight, is that right? No, I think it is a week. So $500 and something a week wouldn't cover rent. You get that pension, plus you also get what you've got in your KiwiSaver, which my projections for KiwiSaver, because I only contribute 3%, are we're looking at maybe $280 if I'm lucky. That puts me at about $700 and something a week. I'm going to have to end up moving into one of those granny flats if I'm not fucking freehold on a house, if I even fucking live that long for a start. And then I don't have money to dote on my kids, dote on my grandkids, enjoy myself. I want to go travel and see things because I've spent such a long time not doing that, and I've been bitten by the travel bug now. I want to see the rest of the world. So these are things that I need to start thinking about. So, investing in the Global 100, I invest with Kernel Wealth because they've just had really, really good returns, and they've just started up a Sharesies type scenario where they are investing on your behalf, and they've got 27 funds you can invest in. It seems the safest possible option with the lowest fees, so I'm pretty keen on keeping that going.
You see that?
What does that say?
It's your video.
What? Why has it been sent to you?
Well, I don't know. It'll be a notification because I watch your content.
I guess, but I uploaded that video yonks ago.
Yeah, I know. It'll send shit like that through anyway.
Oh, random. Anyway, but yeah, so if I have an investment portfolio by that time and it's showing $1.2 to $1.5 million, that's kind of where I need to be. But I just wish I didn't have to wait 30 years to reap those rewards. You know what I mean? By the time, over 30 years at $100 a month, it works out to be something in the realm of $420,000, which is then tripled based on investment and based on regular growth, minus fees and tax and blah, 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 blah. I end up with an extra $1 million for the last 20 years of my life, which sounds like it fucks personally, like in terms of getting the pension, getting my my pittance each week, where rent is going to be fucking exorbitant by the time we get to the fact that I'm 65 or whatever. Having that extra milli cushion to be able to take my family to go and do shit, that that rips. But yeah, I just wish I didn't have to wait 30 years to achieve that. I wish like we had the ability for to have that financial freedom closer to ourselves. I'd love to get up tomorrow morning and know that all I have to do is do what I love and have that pay the bills. I'd love to get up and make videos. I'd put so much effort in as well. Like I wouldn't be the kind of person that takes it for granted, and I know you wouldn't either. I feel like given the opportunity, if the fairy godmother of YouTube smiled upon us one day and was just like, you know what? These two channels can hit the big time, and I'm going to show them to a decent amount of people. We end up with like a solid 5 milli subs or whatever. I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. Like, I'd be in here every day grinding. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be, until I got to a position where I could like shop it out to a team, I'd be editing my own shit. I'd be making sure that I am like financially sussed. Try to keep my not relatability. What am I talking about? Is it relativity? Fuck. What is it?
Yeah, I think it is.
Oh, relevancy. No, it's relevancy. Try to keep the relevancy up. Try to make it so that people actually want to, keep watching the content and that kind of thing. I don't know, man. Like, I'm not salty. I know that it's a lottery, and I've won the lottery in a lot of different ways. Like, TikTok's huge, and when eventually the Creator Fund does make it down here, reposting old videos and stuff that I know go viral because of the hook and whatever else I've done to, make the video really pop, those videos are going to finally pay out like they should have all of those years ago. But that's just, that's an investment that I made with my time that I now have to sit and wait for. Post a video every so often, make sure the channel doesn't get shut down or whatever, and then when eventually the Creator Fund does make it to us, I can start making some scratch from TikTok, because there's people that TikTok is their only platform, and they make money from just TikTok, which is nuts to me. Like, I make $40 a month from Instagram because they pay for ads on Reels, they don't pay for views. Whereas, I'm still averaging, even when I'm not posting content, I'm still averaging 16,000 to 20,000 views a day, which is pretty all right. Like my CTR, it would be pretty good for TikTok, but it's just about waiting for the Creator Fund to get here. In the meantime, the bbmalloy.com thing, if YouTube takes off and people want extra content, the bbmalloy.com thing, that also has, grounds to pop off as well. Like, that's what Big Tug did. He went through fourth wall, built himself a website. He is $4 US a month, and people get an extra video every week. And when the names come up at the end of his videos, and it's like, oh, thanks to all the people that have signed up at extratug.com and that kind of thing, it is thousands of people. And if you've got thousands of people paying $4 a month, you're making upwards of $4,000 a month, right? Like that's more than most wages in the States. I understand there's an element of tax involved, but he's obviously part of the AdSense and the like partner program on YouTube as well. He's also getting sponsorship deals. He's making himself a very decent amount of money doing presumably what he loves. Like, I don't know if he still loves it or whatever. He's pretty cynical as a person, but like, in terms of from the outside looking in, I'd fucking love to be in that position, dude. Like, I'd be able to provide for my family off the strength of my own talent, which is something I haven't managed to do with music, I haven't managed to do with acting, and I haven't managed to do with short form content. This is the dream. That is the dream. And like, there's a lot of people saying, oh, society's broken nowadays. You go to school and kids don't want to be policemen or astronauts or, any of that sort of shit anymore. They want to be streamers and they want to be YouTubers. Fucking A right they do, bro. Like, imagine that. Yeah. Imagine getting up using your personality, expressing yourself as a person, not conforming to whatever societal pressures are involved with those jobs, which as a cop probably fucking sucks, and as an astronaut probably sucks dick. Like those guys that got stuck at the International Space Station for an extra 7 to 9 months that crashed back down to Earth and are not getting paid overtime at fucking all. They get their lump sum for going into space, and that extra 7 months or 9 months of their life is just stricken from the record. NASA wants nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? Or would you rather get up in the morning, find a topic that makes you happy and makes you passionate, and you come into your office that you've built, you make content, you post it up online for a community that you've built, and that's how you make money? Like, this is what I don't get. Like, there are some old school values that I can understand and I can get behind when it comes to, like, you know, you scroll through videos on TikTok and there's people like, don't normalize obesity. Okay, that's fine. Normalizing obesity, which leads to heart disease and cancers and all sorts of shit, I don't abide by that. I'm not sitting here being like, you know, every body type is beautiful. It's not. Like, and I'm not afraid to say that. Fucking my 600-pound life is a pure example of that. You know, those bitches look like fucking pickup trucks. I'm not here for that. You know what I mean? So like, and it's the dudes too. It's not just the chicks. But like, in terms of, you know, normalizing obesity, that's not healthy. I'm not healthy. I'm working towards being healthier than I am. You know, my mum just had a fucking triple bypass. You know, I'm not sitting here being like, oh, you know, I'll be fine. I won't be fine. I have a history of heart disease. The best thing I can do for myself is lose some weight and get into shape. But yeah, so the things that I can't abide by in terms of that sort of 50s mentality, I don't want my kids to grow up to be policemen or astronauts or doctors. I couldn't give a shit about that. Imagine working your fucking ass off and being stuck in a shitty office, like doing the same drudgy fucking bullshit when you could be. And I know it's a luck of the draw thing. You don't just apply to be a streamer or apply to be a YouTuber and it happens. It's a hustle it's a hustle of a hobby that might become a stream of income, right? And that's something you have to chip away at, something you have to work at. It's something you have to get good at over time. But on the off chance that you build a community around yourself and you start to make some serious coin out of it, I would much rather be doing that than doing what I fucking do every single day. And I know you're exactly the same. You know?
Yeah.
It's just...
Absolutely.
I mean, turning 30
better?
was such a big... A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. It's kind of off my chest a little bit. Turning 30 was such a big perspective shift. And for that to happen while I was traveling for the first time, it's been a huge eye-opener. Massive eye-opener. In terms of what I want out of life. And it's not sitting in an office. It's not doing the same shit day in, day out. It's not pretending like I give a fuck about any of that stuff. It's about doing, with the time you've got, what you want to do, right? Like, the best way I've ever heard it put is the meaning of life can be boiled down into 5 words. And it's enjoying the passage of time. And if you're not enjoying your passage of time, that needs to change. That's the mindset that you need to have. Find something that helps you to enjoy your passage of time, or you're going to end up like the same depressed, fucking slovenly, sad wastes of space that we constantly surround ourselves with in this country. Like, go travel. Travel made me so happy. I cannot promote travel enough, and I think I said this last week. Find something that you're passionate about and just fucking go for it. Who cares if it doesn't make you money? If it's art, chances are it's not going to. I made fuck all from music. The only time I ever made money with music was when I was playing cover bands, and I wanted to fucking blow my brains out when I was in cover bands. Fucking hated that shit. Singing someone else's songs so that drunk people can fucking dance to your shit. Gay. That sucks. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just a little bit grumpy now. But yeah, so that's my check-in. Yeah. Look, and like moving forward, I feel like the next logical step for both of us would be just to double down on the content. Like that would be like you can't win the lottery if you don't buy a ticket, right? And that's kind of the next step, is to double down and make sure you have that content online so that when eventually a video does hit, if a video does hit, that they've got a backlog of content that they can go and watch. You know, if I'm only doing one video every 2 weeks until I can find time to do a video every week, that feels like, you know, that should be okay. That's comfortable for me. In terms of short form, I've been really slack with short form because I just haven't had the mental capacity to do it. There's been so much going on. It's been fucking crazy. Like, I'm going to have a whole other family living at my house for the next foreseeable future. You know, I'm going to have to come home from work to an entire other family living in my house because they had nowhere else to go. And I know that, like, you know, obviously I can't control that, and, you know, it is family at the end of the day, so I can't really turn them away. But there is that element of needing your own space, so I'm so lucky I've got this office, bro, because no one else is allowed in here. No one, and that is the most. That is probably the only 50s style mentality thing that I still abide by. Like, I don't smack my kids. I don't, you know, like, I don't smack my wife as much as she fucking deserves. Nah, she doesn't. And plus she'd beat the fuck out of me anyway.
She would. She absolutely would.
Absolutely, bro. I would hate to throw hands with my wife. But yeah, so I don't abide by a lot of 50s shit, but this is like my den. This is my sanctuary. This is Dad's study, and you can't come in Dad's study unless you're invited. And it's fucking great. I've got my guitars in here. I got my PC. I got my green screen. A couple of lazy boys to chill out in, bro. Like, it's fucking. All I need in here is a fridge and some quinoa, and I feel like would be good to go. Oh, shout out the beautiful people at CBK as well. Like, we went in, we got a couple of quinoa while Louie was over visiting our stricken mother. We went and got a quinoa at CBK, and the keg was playing up, so she ended up pouring 2 extra, which she brought out to us and gave us on the secret. She told us not to say anything. I highly doubt any of those people listen to this podcast. But then the bro, and I forget his name every single time, he's just the nicest fucking guy ever.
Rude.
Gave me 2 Guinness glasses to take home with me, because it's $25 for 2 Guinness at CBK, or you can get a 6-pack from New World for $30. So, I mean, now that I've got the Guinness glasses, I probably don't need to leave my house again at any stage. But yeah, so pretty stoked all round. Really, I just hate going to work. I can't envision a life where that's it. That's me. You know, and I'm one of those people that'll buy a lottery ticket when it gets to a really high number. And I go, you know, like you scan the ticket, you know it's not going to say anything, and then you go, well, you know, next time. But there is a kernel of you that's slightly heartbroken because, you know, everyone gets their hopes up just a little bit. Everyone goes, oh man, I really wish that was the time. You know, that would have been like, you know, wait, even if it's the smallest amount, which I think is like 4 or 5 million or whatever, you know, like that wouldn't set me up for the rest of my life. But fuck me, imagine investing 1 million of that. Why are you showing me a picture of me sleeping on the plane?
Because it's really funny.
I was really tired. Those flights were long. Oh, okay, that was in the Melbourne airport lounge.
Oh, look, there's another one.
It was really comfy. Fuck, you took heaps.
Yeah, I started like a little collage.
Nice.
Because those are my favorite kinds of photos, is the ones of people sleeping. That sounds weird, but it's only the people I love that I take photos of.
The only photos I have of people sleeping, I've got like 2 of you, I think, sleeping on the plane. That is great. I can't even remember what I was watching. Must have been really shithouse.
Tropic Thunder, I think it was.
Oh, yeah. The only person I have pictures of sleeping outside of yourself on the plane is Fergus.
Yeah, I've got a picture of Fergus sleeping. And all 3 kids.
Yeah. Yeah. My little boy. But yeah, so... Fuck. I don't know, man. I don't know. We could sit here and lament all day about how we're not YouTubers yet. But, you know, I feel like it's not really bolstering any confidence. I don't feel like it's getting us anywhere. It fucking sucks. I mean... It's a bit shit at the moment, but like realistically, it could be a fuckload worse.
Yeah, absolutely.
It could be shithouse, bro. We could be in fucking Israel right now. We could be in the Congo. I can only see your face. You're not showing me the other half of the picture.
That's when we're on the plane. The first
Which flight was
Abu
that?
Dhabi flight. That was the first one when we realized how close the seats were.
Oh yeah,
The infamous Blood Hog flight.
oh my god, the Blood Hog flight is crazy. Just 303 DeLoreans left on Britain's roads. How is that news? Like...
How many DeLoreans?
Okay, so I 303 on Britain's roads, apparently. There's only 303 left. I think New Zealand has like 2, like total.
I mean, it is like a popular car, like a popular pop culture car. Not a good one, but it's popular.
All right.
Okay, so I need to go.
Yeah, no, I sort of went like to my old site that I normally would have for checking up on some of the weird news, but fuck, they're really scraping the bottom of the barrel these days, bro. Student rescued from mountain twice in 4 days after going back to find his phone. That's just mad unfortunate. Just buy a new phone. Don't be a virgin. Woman who faked being a man to get into Magic Circle finally allowed in. That actually sounds pretty cool.
That's kind of cool.
After 30 years of being unceremoniously kicked out, the Magic Circle has tracked down Sophie Lloyd to apologize and reinstate her membership. But how did she fool the famous society? Back in 1991, Sophie Lloyd pulled off the ultimate illusion, tricking the Magic Circle into thinking she was a man. But over 30 years after being unceremoniously kicked out, the Circle has tracked down the former actress to apologize and reinstate her membership. She's told Sky News how returning to the society has made good on something that she felt was wrong. But how did she infiltrate the exclusive group that nowadays counts the likes of David Copperfield and Dynamo as members? In March of that year, she took an entry exam posing as a teenage boy, creating an alter ego called Raymond Lloyd. I'd played a boy before, she explained. It took months of preparation to secretly infiltrate the Circle's ranks half a year before it would officially vote to let women in. Really going back 30 years, men's clubs were like, just something you accepted. The men-only rule had been in place with the Circle formed in 1905. The thinking behind it was that women just couldn't keep secrets. And there's a picture of her here pretending to be the teenage boy, looking like Harry Potter as fuck with her magic wand. But that's so very British as well to just not let her in because she's a chick. That's but imagine like just the incels of the early 1900s being like, no, we don't want any women in here. They're not allowed. They can't keep secrets. We want to do magic tricks by ourselves.
Yeah, it's kind of cringe. It's
real cringe.
It's
I mean, you'd hold the power at the end of that conversation, right? Like you would be able to be when they come back to you 30 years later and go, "Hey, we're really sorry, and we'd like you to rejoin the Circle." I'd be like, fuck you. I managed to get my way in, pretending to be a dude. You guys fell for it. I was a member. I don't fucking want to be a member anymore. I'm just a sick chick doing magic tricks. I don't give a shit. Bars.
Yeah, no, I'd like it reminds me of like there's a clip of, I think it's like a Games Done Quick or some sort of video game conference where this dude is sitting next to a chick, and as she gets up, he drops something down by the chair and then bends over to sniff it. Like puts his face fully on the seat and gives it a big whiff. That gives me that kind of energy. It's like, no, we don't want you in our club, but if you join our club, you have to sit next to me, kind of thing. So, grody.
Oh, There's also grasping at historical straws here. Letter sheds possible new light on Shakespeare's marriage. Some scholars have long assumed that William Shakespeare had an unhappy marriage with his wife Anne Hathaway, but fresh analysis of a 17th century letter suggests otherwise. Fucking Willie S is probably sending some fucking saucy shit to old Anne Hathaway. It doesn't actually say what it says. Fuck, I hate this website for the exact reason. It seems to show her being involved with her husband's money affairs and social networks. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, there was a theory going around recently that William Shakespeare didn't write any of his plays, but they were all instead written by a black woman who's been cast to the side, who's been cast away in the realms of history, and it's been debunked on multiple occasions. So it's like,
yeah, but it'd just
can we just leave him alone?
Yeah, it's the fuck me. It's the lefties. The lefties, they come back through and they go.
Speaking of lefties, I was listening to on the way over. I was in the car with our stepfather, and he listens to talkback radio, it is the most national shit I've ever heard. They had Judith Collins on talking about the but like so they had Judith Collins on talking about the defense budget. She said, "Oh, we're setting aside $2 billion for 4 new helicopters, and then we'll probably have some more money for more military exercises," which is fine. You know, beef up the military if it makes you feel better. Given the rising tensions in the world, we do need probably to kind of protect ourselves a bit better. But the people that would call were like 80 and above.
Oh, yeah.
And this guy was like, because Anthony Albanese in a landslide victory, actually won the Australian Prime Minister, the Australian election. And the Labor Party won it in a landslide to such a point where Peter Dutton, the shaved testicle, actually lost his seat in Parliament, which is really funny because he wanted to turn Australia into essentially what Trump's done to America. So what happened was
someone online was calling him the Dut Plug, and it was just his face superimposed on a butt.
Yeah. And then there was a guy on Talkback Radio that called in. He said, "Oh yeah, just talking about the election. Anthony Albanese, he's been." Basically, it was like, he'll talk about the economy, but he'll just say lies. And credit to the host. The host, I don't know his name. He sounds like a Trev or an Aaron. He was like, "Well, I mean, Peter Dutton was doing the exact same thing. Was he not chopping and changing the truth?" And then the guy was like, "Oh, yeah. But, you know." It's like, get over yourself.
Do I, bro? Like,
honestly, it's just really funny because it's like,
yeah.
The older people in both countries, because they're in the minority, but they have the loudest voice, you know.
Yeah,
and it's
because
like,
they
do you
have
guys
the
just
time
fucking mind?
to go to these to take these fucking surveys and do the poll voting and give a shit about all that kind of stuff. So of course it looks naturally very conservative. For me, like, there are people that lean too far left, and there's, you know, like, fucking, you know, the anti-whitewashing of Disney and that kind of shit that led to the Snow White chick not actually being white. And like, I do not give a fuck that the Little Mermaid was an African American lady in the latest movie. Mermaids aren't real. She could be fucking purple. It wouldn't matter. She's a mermaid. It doesn't fucking matter. But
yeah,
like Snow White, the whole point, like in the original story and stuff, was her skin was white as snow. Like, that was kind of the whole point, you know. Like, not the whole point wasn't the fact that she was white or whatever, but this chick that played her, the Hispanic chick that played her, was like,
oh no, that's not it.
Fucking like, oh, we don't need a male savior complex in every film and blah blah fucking blah. And then the whole fairest of them all thing this chick looks like she's got fetal alcohol syndrome, and Gal Gadot is the Wicked Witch, who is jealous of Snow White. No, she's a terrible actress. Like she's not a very good actress, but in terms of like, she's just really hot. You know, like, and it's one of those.
No.
Yeah. You will, but by the what is it? The lasso of truth. You will tell me the truth, please.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's very her line delivery is terribly flat. She's not a very good actress, but she's fucking hot, and people keep wanting to see her in films, so they keep bringing her around.
Oh, 64, you dick.
But yeah, so it like, I don't know. It's all a bit wank. I'm more of a left-leaning person personally. There are certain conservative values that I lean towards as well. So
yes,
I'd like to see myself as more of a central person, very non-denominational. I don't see myself as a political person at all, really. There are things that I agree with and things that I don't from both sides of the fence. So yeah, I kind of don't try to involve myself. Like, obviously, you'd have to be a complete fucking idiot to sit here and be like, "Oh, Donald Trump's doing a great job." Like, he's clearly not. He's fucked up so much. There are people being arrested.
I gotta go for a
ICE.
quick whiz.
All right,
I'll
sweet
be back.
ass. We will take a break and we will be right back.
Oosh. Oosh. Oosh.
Oosh. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. The lizard has been drained, and there was no blood. So that's always a huge
This is a
plus.
good start. It's a good start.
Here on the Oosh Brothers podcast. But yes, and ding dong diddly deed. Basically, what we need to do from here is encourage all of you beautiful people, all three of you who are already subscribed to both of our channels, to go and subscribe. Also, hit up the Oosh Brothers podcast on YouTube. It's the exact same episode you're listening to right now on Spotify, just somewhere else. So yeah, I mean, I've just noticed going through my videos.
Podcast.
Oh yeah, no, at some point there will definitely be that. I've just gone through and noticed, right, that one of my videos I had set to comedy was the Woodstock 99 was a disaster video. That has 720 views, which is pretty good considering my viewership is not great normally. And that category was set to comedy. Every other video I've posted was set to entertainment and has done pretty menial numbers by comparison, like 300, 230, 300, and the latest one was released 2 days ago that did 35. So there are people that sort by comedy and go from there, and I'm sure Big Tug's stuff is set to comedy as well. Maybe that's where I've been going wrong. It'd be really cool if that's the case. If that's, like, if now that I've set these to comedy, they get picked up. That'd be wicked cool. But yeah, so I need, I don't know how many. I think it's like 5 more subscribers to get to 1,800. So I'm pretty stoked with that, to be honest. Yeah, so like I'm pretty hopeful with it, I suppose. Damn. So I started uploading that video to bbmalloy.com when we first started chatting. It's only at 38%. There's got to be a smarter way to do this. Like, it says you can embed the video from elsewhere, which would probably lead to more views, but there's no point in me uploading a storytime video that I wouldn't post anywhere else to a channel that people are going to subscribe to anyway. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me at all. But I mean, I'll get this one uploaded, and then I'll do some experimenting, I guess. The other one I uploaded seemed to upload absolutely fine, but I don't know. But yeah, man, look, I really didn't have a huge amount to talk about this week. The news has been pretty humdrum, like fucking Trump's out there doing stupid shit, and New Zealand politics remains New Zealand politics. Christopher Luxon's still a fuckwit. The economy's still crashing. Like, outside of me talking about my my latest investments and us talking about our latest endeavors into YouTube and all that kind of stuff, I really didn't have anything else to yak about, to be honest. It was...
No, me neither.
Yeah, I mean, the holiday blues has kind of hit me a little bit, and I'm kind of readjusting back into regular society, and I'm kind of having a bit of a whinge about it as I had earlier, you know?
Yeah.
It just, yeah, I mean, it really is, at the moment, getting into winter, so it's going to start affecting us on an even deeper level, I think. You know, it's getting dark at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and that shit sucks. You know, like, it's not until September when the daylight savings comes back into effect that we can start to feel normal again, and that's not for another May, June, July, August, September. That's not for another 4 to 5 months. So a quarter of the year we're waiting for some sunlight, I guess, which is gonna... I reckon summer last year was wicked. I reckon the summer we just had was good.
Yeah.
The year before we didn't really get one. Like, it stayed cold for way too long, and then it was stinking hot for like 2 weeks, and then it just went to shit weather after that. But this time around, we actually got away with it. We did okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, next birthday on the calendar, I believe, is yours. And then that's pretty much it until December.
Yeah, no, pretty much. Just it's just just shit to do now.
Yeah, man. Well, let's take stock of this and then see where we're at next week. What do you want to achieve by this time next week? So by the time we sit down for another chat, in terms of like steps towards your goal, whether it be business ownership or content creation or whatever, what's something you'd like to achieve by this time next week? And we can check in each week and see how far along we are.
It's a difficult one because obviously I want to get my course paid for. That's a big one. I've applied for StudyLink because Fees Free said maybe. So I think I just have to go back to them at some point. But I want to have, by this time next week, at least not a video uploaded, but a video in the works.
Yeah.
So it's going to be... There'll be no face cam because I feel that just kind of takes away from the content. I'd much rather just be watching someone play through the game and then letting their personality show through their editing and their initial reaction via their voice rather than just watching a face cam and watching how they react and like them trying to force it. I think that's, just not something I'd want to do.
You don't want to have to put it on for camera.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a really bad trap to get sucked into for sure.
Yeah, so by this time next week, I want to at least have a video in the works.
Okay, let's check in then. Like, let's see how far along you are with your video. So, I released the Crocodile Dundee video this Friday just been. So this week is about content creation as opposed to posting. So by this time next week, what I would like to have done is completed the Noah's Ark disaster video, which I'm well on my way to having done, and I would like to have filmed, ready for editing, another video, which I might have scripted already. Let me check. I've got a couple here. I'm gonna leave this up to my wonderful subscribers on bbmalloy.com to see what I should go through next. Okay, but the next one I have scripted there's 3, or is there 2? Okay, the first one is your favorite children's author was secretly a monster. And there's like a bunch of shit that people did as authors that were just fucking atrocious.
Yeah.
J.M. Barrie from Peter Pan, who wrote Peter Pan. Enid Blyton was apparently a massive bitch. Roald Dahl and Dr. Seuss were anti-Semites and, just aggressive people. The other thing is celebrities will endorse anything. There's some really, really cool content in there, actually. Some fucking cool content. Oh, and the other one I have scripted is the Hooters video. And the Hooters video will be fucking cool. So I'm going to chuck a post up, or a poll, on bbmalloy.com. I'm going to have it up for everybody, not just the subscribers, actually. So if you're hearing this and you want to go through and take a vote, it's going to be the next video after the Noah's Ark video is either going to be your favorite children's author was secretly a monster, celebrities will endorse anything, or the rise and fall of Hooters. So I've got those 3 scripts ready to go. So make sure you go through and check that out. As always, you can catch us here on Spotify, over on YouTube. You can catch BB Malloy on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. I might start streaming on Twitch again. It was a lot of rigmarole for like one person to turn up. It's a lot of effort to be a streamer. It really is. So maybe I just stick to content creation and play games when I can be fucked playing games. And Louie, where can they find you, man?
Nowhere at the moment. I mean, you can watch the Louie's Lounge videos if you want. I might make one more video for that channel, but currently I'm doing other stuff.
Yeah, cool. I'm looking forward to the new channel as well, man. It sounds like it's going to be right up your alley, eh? Like, it sounds like it's going to be proper good old-fashioned Louie content.
Yeah, well, the channel's up at the moment. If you type in @LazySpecimen69, you'll get the channel. It's a blue face thing as the profile picture, so that's my channel. But yeah, so there'll be stuff happening in the near future for sure.
Oosh. All right. Well, I wish you guys just a regular old oosh this week. I've got nothing special to oosh about. But we keep chipping away. We keep moving forwards. We keep working towards our goals. So,
Oosh.
I'm just going to wish you a regular old oosh.